positive communication make the world a better place? It can allow generations to learn from one another. By using positive communication, I was able to sit down with my grandparents and have a long conversation with them about how different things were when they were growing up. It was a very interesting and meaningful conversation because who knows how much longer they'll be around. A long time, I hope, but the future is unpredictable. Here is a snippet of the interview. Okay, so what do you think the difference is between my generation and yours? Like the biggest difference?
Technology.
Technology and communication. Now you have so many different ways to communicate that we didn't have with all the FaceTime, Twitter, all that social media.
And do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing.
I think it's really good because families can be closer even though they live farther apart. It can, it can combine.
The communication, you can have good communication with the texting.
And also, if you had this kind of communication and stuff when you were growing up, how would it be different?
How would it be different if we had, well, I think there wouldn't be so much strife and fighting because many times people don't have the ability to communicate and sometimes a small thing can become large, whereas now with your FaceTime, you can resolve the issues that we couldn't resolve.
Okay. The technology has, in fact, changed a ton since my grandparents were my age. These days, we can't imagine living in a world with no internet. That would mean no social media to keep in touch with distant relatives, no Google Translate for that annoying Spanish homework, and no Google at all. How would you find the answers to all of life's pressing questions? We tend to take all of these things for granted, but the idea of the internet didn't even exist until thought up by Leonard Kleinrock in the spring of 1961, and Google didn't even come around until September 4th, 1998, which means most of us are older than Google. Technology has come a long way since my grandparents were teenagers, but it is very important that we don't lose sight of certain ideals, such as family time and all the chaos.
The phone's technology is good, but the communication at home is what, really brings a family together. Put the technology down and just visit with each other.
Mm-hmm.
How was your day? And that way you get closer. You know what the other person's doing.
You also learn how to express yourself better. So
You can do it on the phone, but facial expressions and body language, you can actually see what the person is trying to say to you.
You will be going on job interviews and you do need to know how to communicate and how to express yourself.
Even with your siblings,
Yeah.
Communicate with them nicely.
In-person communication skills are much different than they were 50 years ago. As Kyra Locke said in an article for the University Chronicle, quote, "Not only is new technology hindering our communication, it is also hindering our social behavior. It is known that communication through technological devices has become more favorable than actual face-to-face communication. Coffee dates are a thing of the past. Now, if a person wants to get to know someone better, he or she can just comb through their Facebook profile to find out their interests and favorites without ever actually speaking a word or holding a conversation." End quote. Not only is our communication being hindered, but family time has been cut short as well. With the fast-paced lives of many Americans today, lots of families only eat 1 or 2 meals together a week, if that. It may not seem like a big deal, but studies have shown that teens who regularly have family dinners are less likely to participate in illegal activities and are more likely to get good grades and be mentally and physically healthy. After all, people connect over food, as pointed out in How to Read Literature Like a Professor and numerous other studies. Technology has changed so much over the years and will continue to do so. But it will forever allow generations to learn from one another and stay connected in the chaotic world we live in today.